As much as I say I chose accounting, I think accounting chose me. It's really allowed me to become the person I wanted to be and live the life I wanted to live. When we're looking to hire, we're looking for two things: personality and honesty. I want to get to know you in that few minutes that I have. I'm laughing at this because we've had this conversation at the dinner table. Hi, I'm Sadik Najarali. I work at NVS Professional Corporation, and I am the managing director. So I started my professional career actually in school. So I graduated from U of T, joined one of the big four for my training, worked there for a few years, and then decided to go on my own back in 1996. Started with one client and one consulting job and kind of worked my way through various opportunities. Got together with my current partner, Vic, in the beginning of 2001, and slowly growing and evolving as the industry has evolved. And now, almost 25 years later, we're here with 2 offices, 40 plus people, and it's been a roller coaster, but a fun roller coaster. I think first and foremost, success comes from understanding who you are and what you want out of life. When we started, success only meant being a partner. But I've had to learn, and I think I'm learning still, that success is really what people want, how they find enjoyment out of their work. And so understanding that is key, first and foremost. And it's a journey that you're trying to find out. I think when you get into here, there's not a job. The industry has a lot to offer you, and the profession has a lot to offer. But it takes time. It takes time to learn, to build trust. I remember when I was early in my days and I would give advice to people and they'd say to me, well, you don't even have gray hair. How can I take advice from you? So I think one of the key success factors is patience. In an industry or in a job market that is pushing you to the next and the next and the next, and you barely have time to learn. And what I've already learned is this profession is not for that. It takes time, but it allows you to be who you are. So if you're more of a more reserved person, you can still be successful. If you're more gregarious and outgoing, you can be successful in that manner too. So it does provide opportunities for different types of people, different characteristics, different goals, but patience is needed and a commitment to the profession. I think if you're going to jump around, you're not going to learn what you need to learn, and then you can't really become the advisor that people need. The accounting profession is very adventurous. You can travel, you can work hard if you want to work hard, you can actually balance your life if you want to balance your life. It's one of the few professions that you can practice from a young age all the way to old age. And now with what's happened in the world, it's given you even more flexibility. Life always going to need us, right? So in terms of trying new things, learning technology, integrating technology, AI, you basically have to know a lot of things to be able to provide advice to clients. And so you're exposed to different business factors and business issues that come up, and you're constantly juggling requirements from different businesses and different organizations. And there's never a boring day. It's a new day every day, and you don't know what you're going to get every day. And if you find it boring, that means you just haven't found the right place to work. I can assure you that. If you're in a firm and you say, I'm bored or I'm not learning anything, don't leave the profession. Leave the job. Because then you're not doing the right job, and they're not using your talents properly, or they're not giving you the skills that you need to grow. But the profession itself is amazing. Like, I've literally traveled the world with clients doing work. And some of the craziest things I've ever done in my life have been through my profession, as opposed to traveling for pleasure. I think the best day of my career will come in a few months, when I will have the opportunity to invite 2 of my 2 longest standing employees to join the partnership. I think I will be more emotional than I've ever been in my firm, because I saw these 2 young individuals start here, have faith in the vision that we had, stuck around through the lean times, and now I get to be the one who's at the helm to say, welcome aboard, and I'm eagerly anticipating that day. So I don't think the best day of my career has come yet. I think it's just around the corner. I think the culture at NVS is one where you get up in the morning and you enjoy coming to where you work. That's the culture that we strive to build every day. I come to work because I actually enjoy the people I work with. I enjoy the work I do, and it's not just I happen to own it, so therefore I love it. No, I love it, and therefore I own it. I think the culture is one where we want to give people empowerment, make decisions, make mistakes. The only way you're going to learn is to make mistakes. So when we talk about a safe environment, for me, it's safe to make mistakes, not physical safety. It's creative safety. It's ability to go outside of your comfort zone and say, okay, I'm going to try this, but I'm not sure I'm going to get it right. Okay, go for it and see where we end up. And I think that's the culture that we want to bring is creativity through making mistakes, and creativity through wanting to learn, and creativity through coming out of your shell. And in that process, just having fun and laughing and creating lifelong friends. I don't think that everyone needs to be your best friend, but at least you should enjoy where you work, and you should have laughter in that workplace. So I think immigrants coming to Canada, it's a huge opportunity. The concept of, you don't have Canadian experience is laughable now, right? I think you have to shed that sometimes belief that it still exists in North America, and don't wear that. You know what you're capable of. What you really have to embrace yourself is that it's a different culture. The numbers may be the same, the standards may be the same, but how they're implemented and how work is done is different. And so take time to understand culture of not just the organization, but of how accounting is done within Canada. And I think my other advice to them is don't ask permission to succeed. Succeed. I think a lot of times I've found immigrants, it's almost you're asking to, can I succeed? And most employers are just looking for you to be more assertive. And depending on the culture that you came up, that may not be what was embedded in you. In terms of cultural stereotype that you had to be more reserved. Allow yourself to make mistakes and allow yourself to explore different opportunities and not just think of accounting as your typical bean counter stereotype that you get pigeonholed in. It's more vast than you think, and it's probably more vast than it was back home. So I think what we do differently at NVS is we start with objectives. We actually take time to understand what it is that the client is trying to achieve in their business and their personal goals. And we're not here to tell them what their business or personal goals are, but it's here to understand them and kind of coach, is this what you really want? We had a client of ours that was, he came to us and said, I want to be a $100 million company. I said, great, fantastic. And we sort of walked through what it would take to be a $100 million company. And they said, oh, I don't want to do that. I said, great, then you don't want to be a $100 million company. And so when you take kind of that approach, it puts their needs above what we're trying to necessarily sell them. So we're not, this concept of we're selling, we're not really selling you anything. We're actually listening to you to understand what it is that you need, and then filling the gaps where we, with our expertise and our ability from what we've learned and our talent pool that we have here, to say these are the gaps that we can help you fill. We can't fill all the gaps, but we can certainly fill a majority of the gaps that from your business and from your personal requirements that can help you achieve your goal. And then through that, we build a bond and a relationship and a trust, and then hopefully we built a strong enough relationship where you feel comfortable having those uncomfortable conversations that you normally wouldn't, and then try to resolve the problems that are heading your way. So I think empowering people is important to me as a person and to us as an organization, simply because we don't have all the answers. And if I'm the smartest person in the room, then that's a dumb room. I think you have to allow people the opportunity to see what they're really capable of. And you can't see their true capability unless you empower them. And through that empowerment, they'll show you what they're really capable of. So I think when we're looking to hire, we're looking for two things: personality and honesty. I don't want your pre-prepared answers. I'm looking for truthful answers, the kind of questions I'll ask in an interview. I want to get to know you in that few minutes that I have. And really, you and I have a few minutes to make that decision. Probably in the first 3 to 5 minutes, I know whether I'm going to hire you or not. The rest is just fluff, to be quite honest with you. My favorite interview question would be, if I put your best friends in a room, what is the one thing they would tell me that annoys the hell out of them? And then on the reverse side is, if I put those same group of friends in a room and ask them, what's the best thing about you, what would they say? And you'd be surprised how difficult that question is to answer in 30 seconds.